Shadow's House was a masterpiece. Almost. This anime was fucking great. And, that will stay like that for me for a long time. However, it was this close to a masterpiece. They were so fucking close to creating what, in my opinion, would have been one of the best anime out there. However, they just kinda had to fuck up at the end. So, what is Shadow's House about? Well, it's about these faceless people who are called shadows, and these shadows are being served by these people who do have faces, called living dolls. That's a very basic and quick synopsis of the plot. There is a lot more going on, but I won't keep going into that because I'm too lazy to, and also I'm afraid that I'm going to spoil something. Because, as weird and straight up strange the ending might be, I still highly recommend that you watch this anime, because it is still really, really good. Or otherwise, you should at least just read the manga, because currently I'm going through the manga. I'm at like chapter 50 something, and I'm having a great time. So read the manga. If it doesn't sound interesting to you, you can watch the anime. That makes more sense. Okay, let's get back on track real quick. Why do I find Shadow's House to be so great? Well, I just love its setting. I haven't watched a mystery anime probably since Death Note, and I don't know if you can even consider that a mystery. I'll leave that up to you guys in the comments, because I personally do consider it a mystery anime. But I don't know what you guys think, so let me know. Yeah, back on track. I haven't watched a mystery anime in a long while, so I really just kind of forgot how much I do really love the genre. This anime, it throws you in for a ride. The first 2 to 3 episodes are honestly kind of boring, not gonna lie. It's just the first 2 or 3 episodes. They're just kind of a slice of life type of setting, which I really freaking love slice of life. However, if you compare these 3 starter episodes to the rest of the series, it is just kind of like, am I even watching the same show anymore? Like, how did we go from a slice of life world to a world where characters have to escape this fucking maze and find their masters? That's quite of a jump right there that you made. Anyways, with that small detail aside that I didn't like, the rest of the animation is fucking great. It is really just all of the greatness is just kind of in the debut arc, which takes up to episode I think 11, maybe 10, I don't know. I think 11, and it started at around episode 6. So this arc, it takes almost half of the show, which at first I wasn't really a big fan of, because usually with the shows I like to watch, an arc is completed in like 1 or 2 episodes, and I'm really used to that now. So when I noticed that this arc took like almost half of the show, I honestly was a bit like, well, should I still keep watching this? Because I don't know if I'm gonna like the fact that one arc takes up half of the show's time. However, I'm glad I still kept watching it, because I really just fucking loved it. So those are pretty much all my positives. I have a lot more positive things to say about it, but if I keep going, I will be sitting here for like 2 hours. So just those are just pretty much my main positives, the important ones. Now I'm gonna go over to my negatives. The pacing is weird. It's really weird. Like the pacing is odd. It's strange because, like I said when I mentioned the that episodes 1 and 2 and 3 are kind of different from the rest of the show. That's also a thing with pacing, right? Because like the first 3 episodes would be a slice of life anime, and then all of a sudden it turns into a mystery anime. It's pacing, please. Like the pacing is all over the place. It's really strange. There's also a random ass information bomb near the end of the show. That would have been pulled off better if they just paced the show better. The pacing is really fucking weird. I can't get into it right now. I'm also going to talk about the fact that in episode 4, they just removed an entire character who was in the manga. A lot of manga fans were upset, but honestly, I've read the manga up to the point where the anime ended right now, and I don't think that that character was that important in between chapter 1 to 40. So the fact that they cut him out really doesn't matter for the rest of the show, because said character, I've heard they only get important starting from chapter 60, and the anime only reached up to chapter 47. So I really don't think it's a big deal that they cut out the character. What I do think is a big deal though is that they just straight up ditched the manga after chapter 47 and made an anime original ending, which, Cloverworks, last time they did that, it didn't go so well. However, this time they managed to sort of slightly, maybe a little bit pull it off. It's it's not the greatest ending, and I do think that if they would have stayed on manga, it would have been better. However, the ending is not a trash fire, which is good. Because if the ending would have been in trash fire, then the show would also be a trash fire. And I honestly don't want the show to be a trash fire. So the fact that this ending is at least bearable is really, really good. Now, that was pretty much my review of Shadow's House. It started out great, the ending was a little bit mesh, however, it gets the job done, so I'm not really complaining. This show gets an 8 out of 10 from me.